Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. And man, Captain Marvel. Goddamn Captain Marvel. I do not understand where we find ourselves on this issue. Why? Why is this a thing? Why is this happening? Yesterday, I talked about over on my main channel, Monday and Matt, how Captain Marvel had been getting negative review bombed and how it was a non-controversy, how it's not real. And I showed how it wasn't real because I went to Rotten Tomatoes and I was like, oh, where are the reviews? And like, there's no reviews yet because, hey, guess what? Guess what? Social media embargo lifts tonight, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Social media embargo lifts here 6 hours from the time of recording this video. The actual written reviews of Captain Marvel don't get lifted from the embargo until March 5th at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 3 days before the release of Captain Marvel. That's 3 days before the release of the movie. Now, putting that in comparison with the film released a year ago, Black Panther, they put out the reviews for Black Panther 10 full days before the release of the movie. 10 full damn days before the release of the film. So we know that it was a good movie. People were really liking it. I'm pretty sure tonight the social media reactions are going to be nothing but just, oh, so good. That's what's going to be. That's fine. That's fine. You want to like it. I'm not going to be against anyone liking the movie. I am going to go see Captain Marvel hoping to like Captain Marvel. But my problem here is the media, not the movie specifically, but the media. Because when I come over to Google News and I type in Captain Marvel review scores reviews or Rotten Tomatoes reviews, we see here Mirror Online, Captain Marvel review bombed as trolls target film on Rotten Tomatoes, comicbook.com, CaptainMarvel.com, or Captain Marvel's already being review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes. Even coming down here just a little bit further down, we see like, oh, The Opinion, Captain Marvel review bombed as trolls misinterpret Brie Larson's men comments. Captain Marvel review bombing taking place. There is no review bombing that is happening, period. It doesn't exist. It's a fabricated story. It's a fabricated lie. It doesn't exist. But yet here we are. Again, having this issue, having this discussion over something that is fictionally created by people that are pushing an agenda and a narrative ideology in order to get more clicks through outrage and anger online because they want money. The same thing happens on the other side. I'm just making that abundantly clear, but it happens nonetheless. And we keep fucking falling for it. It is ridiculous. No one is review bombing Captain Marvel. They might be going after the audience score for who wants to see it, but pardon me while I play the world's tiniest violin penis, because it doesn't make any sense. There's no point to going after the audience score. 4,100 people, when I looked at it last, 4,100 people had said, yeah, 85% of that had said, yeah, they want to see it. And there had been some negative comments 6 days prior to when the article started coming out saying, it's being review bombed. The sexist men are review bombing Captain Marvel. We must do something. We must rally the troops. We must act. We must respond. They're attacking Captain Marvel! Because none of it happened. None of it existed. None of it's real. None of it is real. I pointed out already the fucking review embargo lifts on March 5th. That's when the reviews go live. That's when the reviews happen. That is like 16 days from now. How can it be review bombed when the reviews don't exist? How can it be review bombed when there's no feasible entry to do it on Rotten Tomatoes outside of saying, I don't want to see this movie? That's it. And even then it was only a few people. It's not a massive army of trolls coming out of the woodworks of the internet to hunt down and destroy this. Do you want to know what the real problem is? I'll tell you the real goddamn problem here. The real goddamn problem is the media. It's the media, but it's also the ad agency here, because one of the marketing companies or ad companies, whatever, working on Captain Marvel sent out a fan event, or it was like a press event sort of thing. Right. And they sent it out to a number of different outlets. And in this thing, it had said, please send a female if you can. We want to have it as many women as possible. Send a female to cover it for your outlet. And yet they're saying, oh, people are they're upset because they're misinterpreting Brie Larson's words. No, Brie Larson was pretty straightforward. Was pretty straightforward in regards to that. Pretty fucking straightforward. In regards to her comments about wanting it to be more diverse and inclusive in regards to who interviews her. And look, I'm not against giving people the opportunity to get work. Shit, I think it's great. Give more people the opportunity. We do need different voices that come into film criticism. Absolutely. There's an echo chamber that happens pretty easily. We need to get away from that. And more voices allow for that to break down. But when you start crafting the echo chamber and you start crafting the situation with all this stuff, then it becomes a problem because we know about it. It's out there, but nobody wants to acknowledge it. And if you criticize it, it's just sexist man babies don't like that Captain Marvel is going to attract the women's. So they're trying to destroy it. It doesn't exist. It's a false narrative. Why do you keep doing this? You did this with Ghostbusters. Nobody gave a crap on a large scale that it featured 4 women. But they didn't like were the words of the director, the actors, and the studio head that were attacking the fan base. You're saying, yeah, the first trailer kind of sucked because it did. So much so that Sony even changed the international trailer release the next day based upon feedback from the first one. Do not act for one goddamn moment like you are not involved in this entirely. There is no logic and no reasoning that's being involved on these emotional attacks, and it's coming from both sides. It's coming from both sides. It's absolutely insane, in my opinion. No, there is not a review bombing of Captain Marvel when no reviews exist. So that's a lie. What's real are marketing companies, ad companies, these PR people trying to create fan events and press events that are excluding men because they want to back up what Brie Larson said. Brie Larson has carte blanche to run the show here. Kevin Feige is letting her do it. And I've said this yesterday. I believe Kevin Feige is far too embroiled, far too engrossed in the Oscar buzz for Black Panther. I think he's far too involved in that right now, and he is not running his shit properly. And what's going to happen here is we've seen this too. We've seen the estimates drop. 180 million opening weekend drop to 80 million opening weekend. That is $100 million loss. Now, granted, those are estimates, and that's not going to be the final number until the final numbers arrive on the 8th of March. 7th, 8th of March, roughly. We're going to get solid estimates on the 7th of March, confirmed by at least the 8th to the 10th. Okay, so we're going to know exactly what those numbers are here in just a couple weeks. Cool beans. Do I want the movie to do well? Yes, based upon the merits of contained within. Do I feel the marketing for the movie has been terrible? Yes, I do. I don't think the trailers have been good. The TV spots have, we'll fully admit. Do I think that they're really screwing it by letting Brie Larson and her activism control things here? Yes, 100%. Do the powers that be over at Marvel not want to get involved in any particular fashion that might, I don't know, help kind of correct course for where this movie is going to go based upon the fact that its initial estimates have dropped by $100 million for its opening weekend? Yes, I think they have. They've given up control. They've given up control. It is so absolutely apparent and crystal clear. And they're backed up by these writers on these websites that don't want to go against the grain. They don't want to look at it from a rational, reasonable perspective. They want to listen to people like Jeremy Conrad, who ran an article talking about it. He was one of the first ones. And I like Jeremy, but that was a BS article because at no point in time was it fabricated in reality. It's as fictional as Thanos' snap. It doesn't exist. But he pushed the narrative, and he's been pro Captain Marvel this entire time. Maybe that's because he runs a website called MCU Cosmic and he wants to get on their good side. I don't know, but it was a fabricated event. It's fictional, not real. Anyway, now that my rant is over with that one, you guys have to understand on this one here too. I don't want the movie to suck. I'm not against Brie Larson in the main role. I don't think she's particularly interested in being in the movie based upon what I've seen, the clips that I've been seeing. All right. Nothing with her looks like it's particularly good. If you want to like it, by all means, be hyped for it. I saw the photo on Twitter yesterday of a little girl in a Captain Marvel outfit in front of a Captain Marvel poster, and I liked it because I'm like, that's cool. At least she's excited for it. This movie's probably more made for her. But as a longtime fan of the MCU, a person who's invested almost 11 years of my life into getting to know these characters, going to the movies, buying the merchandise, buying the properties, buying the DVDs multiple times, and seeing where things are at, I got a pretty solid idea of what the hell's going on because I've seen it before 3 years ago with Ghostbusters. And if you think it wasn't going to rear its ugly head again, you're not paying attention. So pay the fuck attention. Don't post BS. Have your opinion about the movie, fine. If you want to say trolls are going to target the thing and maybe they're trying to lower the want to see score, then that's a fair representation because that's a more truthful explanation of it, a more truthful description. But if you're going to sit there and say that they're review bombing this movie that doesn't have reviews because they're under embargo for 2 more weeks, it's a lie. It's a fallacy. It makes no sense and you need to stop it. Because you cannot sit there and go, I don't like the culture war when you fucking engage in the culture war. It does not work that way. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. So stop fucking trying. I think I broke Google. Anyway. Stop being pedantic, whiny morons. You want to get better, be better. Report better. Be more truthful. And maybe other people out there will actually give a crap what you have to say and not go seeking out more information on YouTube from idiots like me who rant for 10 minutes into a goddamn camera about your fucking lies. Try that. You want to put idiots like me out of business? Stop lying. There we go. Anyway, thoughts, opinions, leave them below. It's going to be a fucking fun one. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good day. Peace out. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. While you're here, feel free to check out that subscribe button. It help the channel out. Or you can watch any of the newest videos and make sure that you're caught up to date with what's going on in Hollywood and entertainment. So that way, when you're at work tomorrow, you can wow your friends with the information you learned from watching these videos. That's right. I said it. Subscribe.